Hi guys. Right, I had a load of soap scrapings, as you know, you probably get it yourselves. If you make soap, you have a lot leftovers, bits and bobs that didn't work out, the corners like when you've beveled, and so on and so forth. So it's time to rebatch, and I thought I'd show you guys how I do mine. I've got, as you can see, a crock pot full here. Now I filled up my crock pot because I know that once it starts melting it's going to go down quite significantly, so I'm not too worried about that. I've got my crock pot on low, and I've got most of this is grated down to fine shreds. I've got quite a lot in here that was shampoo bar, which had a lesser super fat to it, so I'm going to add some extra super fat in here just to make sure that I've got that covered and it'll be nice and silky smooth. I've got some little rolls that I've made from like when I've been planing my soaps. You get these cute pretty little rolls, so I thought I'd use them as a decoration on top, probably. I've got frangipani and coconut fragrance oils. I've got my £5 loaf mould here. I've got some extra thick cream that I'm going to add in here. I think I'll add it a bit at a time. And I'm going to go right into the middle with it. I've also got some simple syrup. Now simple syrup is made up of 1 part water to 1 part sugar. And I've got some coconut oil and shea butter as my super fat. And I've added some blue mica to some glycerin to add in at the end, hopefully to colour it. And I'm going to be whipping my soap. So hopefully it will float like everyone thinks is really cool. And then I can let my daughter's friends have some, because I know they watch. Hello Emily and all you other guys, Blaze, etc. Love you all, and you can always come and try my soaps, try my soaps, and you know that, don't you? My Gracie has been ever so poorly this week, really rough. She's not been at school all week, neither of them have been. Poor kids. I've had to be nursemaid, which, as you probably know, if you know me or you know have watched any of my videos, I'm very disabled with rheumatoid arthritis, among other things. And normally my kids are my carers. And yeah, we've been through quite a lot together. So now I'm looking after them, which is great because I can barely look after me. And I'm waiting for like something to happen, because I usually get sick. If they're sick, I usually catch it. Although I seem to have been alright this week. I don't know if it's my magic mummy powers taking over, letting me be alright while I need to look after my children. There's some shea butter and coconut oil going in there. I'll put it in a bit at a time as it melts down, I think. Oops, a bit much there. Right, so I've added some cream, which apparently, well, it makes it more creamy, but it adds certain chemicals, is it, like, to the process that helps. I'm not the expert. If you want an expert tutorial on this sort of thing, I suggest you watch many of the experts tutorials that are out there, such as Soaping 101 and so on and so forth, because I'm more here for you guys to join me on my journey. Right, so I'm going to give this a quick stirring. I'm going to get this off my little spatulas and go in with my big spoony spatula. Give it a good stir down, and then I'll put my makeshift lid, because if like me your old crock pot hasn't got a lid with it, then you can makeshift one out of tin foil or a plate. I didn't want to use one of my plates up at the moment. I did have one specially for it, but I can't find it, so it's been a while since I've got the crock pot out. I'm also currently trying to cook a dinner with my family, for my family, which, as you know, I'm disabled. That makes I find it quite hard to do quite a lot of these things, but I like to do them if I can. So I'm having quite a good time at the moment with my joints, but of course what happens is, like, you would think that what the idea is that I'm trying to get as much pleasure out of life while I can, with my joints being less swollen. Certainly my neck being less swollen is a lot more, makes my life a lot more comfortable, if you know what I mean. That neck swelling is absolutely horrendous to live with. So at the moment I'm trying to enjoy life as much as I can and do as much as I can with my body while it's allowing me to do more. But what I'm finding is that I'm pushing myself too far, you see. I'm going like, oh, I've got to get this done and I've got to get that done, and while I can do it I might as well do it, and instead I'm hurting myself and making myself swell up, even though I'm not in a flare at the moment. So I do have to sort of learn to curb that instinct to try and be the super mum again, just because I'm feeling a bit better, because I'm not. I'm still ill. I'm still struggling. It's just a bit easier than it was, if that makes sense. So anyway, I'm trying to do as much as I can, as you can see by the increased videos. If I can do it, I will. If I can't, I won't. And sometimes it'll be less work that needs to be done, because that's what I need to do for myself. But anyway, that's how things are at the moment. Now, as you can see, this is already melting down somewhat. Let me pull it over slightly. It's already melting down quite a bit. I'm actually thinking, should I put in more, because I want to make sure I've got enough for this loaf mould. Really, yeah, and I have got plenty. I have plenty of soap scraps. Go in with this stuff. Some of it's a bit more chunky. I hope that doesn't cause too much of a problem, but I can't be bothered to grate anymore. Should be alright, because it's quite small pieces, slithers. I have to stir them into the bottom so they melt down easier. Anyway, so this is what we're doing today. We're going to rebatch some soap. I'm hoping to do, what I'll do is I'll get some scraps that are really pretty, maybe, and make another batch that's like a confetti soap. I don't know yet, we'll see. But it's ways to use up what you've got, like, rather than wasting such good materials that you go through. This is all finer stuff. So this stuff will be nice for confetti. Okay, I think that's plenty, isn't it? I know it's going to melt down a lot more. Okay, I'm going to get this stirred round a bit, and then I'll put this lid on and I'm going to let it melt down for, I'll give it about 20-30 minutes, yeah, and then we'll come back. What the aim is to get it melted down into a soft sort of texture that we can then blend together with the blender, mixer, whatever. We're hoping to have a roast chicken today. I'm hoping that my daughter, bless her heart, who hasn't been able to eat for a week, can get some down her. I might make her a special frozen slushy smoothie, whatever, with some mango and pineapple, to try and get her throat feeling a bit better. so she can eat something. The poor girl can barely, like, just swallow her own saliva, let alone anything else. And she's on medication, quite a lot of medication, 4 times a day. Just like, it's bank holiday here in the UK on Monday, tomorrow. So that gives us 1 more day for her to feel better before going back to school. And she really needs to get back to school because obviously she's missing out on a lot. They both are. And although she's the more education-minded of the two. But she's worrying about getting back to school. And of course, I get in trouble if they don't go to school at the right amount of time in this country. I don't know if that happens in your country, but it's almost like sending your children to prison sometimes. Especially when like, they go to the teacher and say, I really don't feel well. And this has happened to my children before, literally. I really don't feel well, I really don't feel well. And then they've been left, then ignored, only to be really, really quite poorly because they haven't bothered, like, making sure that they're okay or taking them, sending them home or going to the sick bay or whatever. And that really frustrates me because I leave my children in the care of this school in the idea that they're, ouch, that's hot, parenting them almost while I'm not there, you know. So it does frustrate me when I think that they're not caring for them the way that I would at home. I know they've got a lot more on their plates, but still. I do understand if a child's, you know, truanting from school, like running away and deciding just not to go. But not when they're just poorly. And my kids do get a lot more poorly. It seems that they catch everything, and I think it's because I catch everything. Because I'm like an immune patient, autoimmune patient, or because I'm immune suppressed, I'm not sure which, but like we catch everything that goes round. Just trying to make sure I break up some of those bigger bits. I need to sit down, so I'm going to turn this off for a minute. Like turn you guys off for a minute, while this continues to melt, and I'll bring you back when I come back to have a look at it. Okay? Okay. Hi guys, we're back. Right, I've left it about 40 minutes because not much had changed when I checked back at 20 minutes, so I thought, well, I'll leave it for another little bit and see how we go. Precious, alright darling, I've got to do the soap, mate. So, right, it's looking softer, melted-y, like, if that's even a word. Oh, it smells beautiful as well. It's got all the smells going on. I don't know if I even need to add like much fragrance onto it, really. Oh, yeah, it's starting to like get jelly-like at the bottom. Look, yeah, getting some of that glossy-looking stuff going on, like a Vaseline. Should I zoom you in quickly for a quick look? So yeah, if we pull up the bottom stuff, turn it all around a bit. Oh. Like so. It's very hard work for me. My hands do not work well. And I should have like a tea towel or something to hold this because it's really hot. But as you can see, it's starting to get there. Still quite a ways to go yet. I think I need to add a bit more moisture. I thought it'd be quicker than this, but I think it's because I've got a lot in there. Let me zoom you back out. Oh. Okay, and then I think we'll add a bit more of the liquids.
This is my business. It's all of our business. Where are we going?
It doesn't matter if I need to leave it to dry out for a few weeks. I'm not doing it because I want it immediately ready. So in goes the rest of the creamy stuff.
Are we going to Mexico?
I was wondering about adding some coconut milk to it, but I think I'll save the coconut milk for a coconut milk project. Some more of the coconut oil and shea butter. Might as well get it in there, make it a real luxury floating soup. All that good stuff.
Are you going to abandon us?
How could I abandon 7 people at once?
Let me make it simple. We're coming with you. All of
And you
us.
expect me to trust you clearly more than...
We're back to back to get this done.
And some of the
Victor,
simple syrup.
anywhere in my family, I will throw you overboard.
You're not a killer.
And give that a stir in. Now it's looking really quite glossy. Try and get it as blended in as possible right now. Right guys, see where we're at. It's nice and glossy at the moment. It's getting very grey in colour. Right, I think I might mix it up a bit now. Right, we've got, oh, it's really starting to warm up now. Let me get that bigger spatula. Okay, back again. Just get the last of this syrup in. Right, howdy guys, again. Look what we've got. Now I'm seeing some more glossiness that I wanted to see before. Yes. Okay. So I've got my blue mica in a bit of glycerin here. I want quite a bit because it's quite a lot of soaped colour and it's quite a grey colour. I'll go in with the spatula first to get it bended in a bit. Should I put a bit of, I'm going to go with one little bit of ultramarine because that's good blue. My hands are really getting painful right now, so I really need to get on with this, but I'll bring you back as soon as I'm ready. Okay, let's see where we are now. Oh, it looks really creamy. Okay, I reckon I can start like looking at this as being finished now. probably got far too much fluid in it, but personally I think it needed it. Okay, that is much better, just where I want it really. Okay, so I'm going to turn the crock pot off, wait for it to cool just a little bit so as I can get the fragrance oil blended in, and then we will mould it. Let's put this fragrance oil in. I think, I don't know if I want to mix it I'm going to mix it in by hand and see how that goes. Right, I wasn't sure that it would fit into my £5 mould, so I've got down my £3 mould, and I think this is like a £1.5 mould or something. Maybe £2 mould, I'm not sure. With embossing at the bottom. So I put some blue glitters in the bottom, and we'll fill that up. I think if I think there's not enough to go in more into that one, I've got a smaller one up there as well. I think that is well mixed and lovely. I mean, look at that. That is beautiful. Look. It's all glossy and shiny and lovely.
Still clumpy.
I can see some little bits that I would like to take out, but... Right. Let's see if I can move this along here. Move that over there. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Right. Let's get close up. Close up. Is that a word? Oh, was that your noise? Was that you?
Yeah.
That was weird. Right, let's see if I can get in up like this. Hi guys, right, we're back to unmould and cut this rebatched whipped soap. It is messy to unmould. I'm not sure it's going to come out all that great. I've certainly done better in the past, but we shall see. If anyone's got any hints or tips as to why it's not come out as well as I wanted it to, let me know. This one's got the embossing on the bottom. I forgot to put in the decorative bits as well that I'd shown you. If you look, the embossing's not too bad on the top. I might be able to glitz that up a bit with some paint, painting some mica onto it. I'm going to chop off this end because it's a mess. Hi guys, right, in the plate, or a little plate, I've got some gold mica. It's like a coppery gold mica I've picked for this. And I've picked this stamp out of my collection, and I've got this one as well to go with it, I think. Okay, so I'm going to damp it a bit with some rubbing alcohol. Do that across the tops of these as well, just to give them a little bit of something to adhere to. Okay. I don't know if that's going to be too much fluid, but you know. And so we'll dab it in the mica. Oh my god, look, it looks loads.
Look, it's still moving. There's like something big in the bushes back there. Look.
Let's go.
Careful. Hey, at least it's dug up for you.
Yay!
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
You just dug yourself in a hole.
It's just, and then I'm going to do, up over the other end, hang on, let's spray that with alcohol. And then we've got the little dab it, bit of the mica.
And you can confirm that it's something creepy. Give it a thumbs up in the comment. Also, make sure to like
Okay, and then we'll go up into this corner here.
channel too. If you didn't know, I upload just about every day, so if you want to get to know me a little bit better,
Yay, I really like that.
what you just showed.
Okay, I think that really worked out well. I'm really quite pleased with that, considering that they were just soap scraps and now they're quite pretty soaps. Thanks for joining me, guys. Much love. Breathe easy. See you again soon, folks.